Councilor Manzer?
Yeah.
Councilor Tudor?
Oh.
Councilor Herbert? Deputy Warden Matthew? Unit Manager of Corporate Services, Laura Lee. Manager of Municipal Services, Tyler. The CAO, Jeff Sutherland. And our Executive Assistant, Pat Stevens, and myself. The next is, we'd like to pause to seek guidance, please. Okay. Under our administrative and procedural items, is there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
I wish you would move the agenda specific. Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the minutes of October the 11th. Is there any errors or omissions anyone saw?
I will approve the minutes of October 11th, 2022. Seconded.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Contrary minded? Motion carried. Next is presentation or delegation, which we have none. The next is there any unfinished business from the minutes of October the 11th anyone would like to bring forward? I guess nobody has anything then. The next is the CAO report, our meeting dates. Just to remind you, next week there's no meeting. November 22nd is council. November 29th is the boundary review public session. On December the 6th is the bylaw and policy. December the 13th is committee of the whole. December 20th and 27th, no meeting. On December the 6th, I'm going to already request a call-in or I'm in Halifax. There's what's happening with some stuff with regional chairs. People are just meeting with us. Is there any updates anyone wants to bring forward from the CAO's report? Digby marketing and promotion levy.
So we're getting ready to meet with the town on that to get the package ready to go out to businesses. We got a little bit of feedback in the spring on it that we're hoping to bring to the package, but there was so much other controversy and confusion in the spring, but we're working together with them on that. So the same idea in the spring, same package is going to go out to businesses no matter where you're located.
That makes it much
nice,
easier.
consistent with it. We've certainly learned there's a lot of discussion within this industry to each other, so we are going to make sure that package is nice and consistent. So I mean, with the town tomorrow.
Well, it makes it easier for everybody, including us. Oh, I will say on the rural internet, I heard mainland advertising.
The islands were working yet today.
Yeah, but they were advertising for to tell customers they were just about 100% done in Clare.
Yeah, I figured as much because they've shown up on the islands and they've been doing a lot of work down there on several days. That worked out. Good old mainland. Okay.
Okay.
Not a lot of things.
If there's no other comments, departmental reports. Is there any questions or concerns from those reports?
Positive news, and I liked it. Good.
All the reports were good. I did take this out of today's paper. The Chester plant turning garbage into fuel.
Oh, yeah.
And the Nova Scotia forest industry at Crossroads. And is that okay if I give that to Terry, or has he already got it?
Yeah, he may have already seen it, but we can certainly pass it along.
Okay. I just thought it was interesting, and stuff was running through my mind about our stuff. Anyway. And plus he had a good report. Any questions about any of the reports? You said lobsters and cherries.
Yeah. No, I have nothing.
Oh, okay. All right, so we,
We need a motion to accept.
oh, sorry, can I have a motion to accept the departmental reports, please?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. There is nothing under dangerous and unsightly, so we will go to business items. Highway 101 petition. That has come from Darlene Oliver, Darlene, Cook, and I don't know why I said Oliver. Just went through my brain. I meant Darlene Cook. She was at the meeting, that was a public meeting that Matthew, Jill, and myself attended. What would your wish be? I think we go forward this on, even though Jill has got a copy.
Yeah, it's a copy. I like to forward it on to Minister of Transportation.
Federally and provincially.
Is the date wrong, or is it from 2021?
I don't think there's a federal one, but I think it could go to Christie Altamont.
Yeah.
And,
You have a federal minister of
do
transportation.
it? Yeah, federal.
Yes, there is a
Okay.
federal minister.
Well, but also Chris Donchemont, of course,
Yes.
as our local MLA.
We need to ramp
MP.
this up and, get a bigger meeting going.
Is it, can we still get this thing signed, is it being, like, distributed, or is it in any of these stores, or?
They did an online one, and, they have done, some around the area.
But the date is 2021, October 2021, that's why I just said I didn't know if it was something from last year.
They did it over COVID. It was hard. They did an
Okay.
online one because you couldn't go door to door.
Okay.
So that must have been when they started it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you mentioned the meeting, I thought maybe they just said the wrong year, but.
Well, we had our meeting August of 2022, and they told us about the petition,
Oh.
so it has to be back from then.
Yeah, they would have started this right when there was the change in government, so things, everybody's getting on their feet and, start having some meetings and get this back
So,
on the agenda.
Matthew, would you like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we send the, completed, petition and requests from Darlene Cook and the community to have the, remainder of the Highway 101, done. We send this to, the, provincial minister of transportation, the federal minister of transportation, and Christie Altamont.
And we still should copy Jill. that we
Yeah,
sent
And
out.
I can CC Jill,
Yeah.
minister.
I'll second that.
Okay. I am going to, before we finish, I would think Claire, MLA, and the Yarmouth
Yeah.
MLA should get comments,
Yeah, that's right.
because it's all part of that route.
Yeah.
Would you be agreeable to
I'm
add that?
agreeable with that, and what about the Village of Weymouth was on it too? You see that?
Yes. I mean, it's just that I want the MLAs to know.
Yeah.
Even though it's funny, we're both liberal, to have that in now. Okay, now that we did the amendment, are we all in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Contrary minded? Motion carries. Road naming request. And that is our, I want to say bylaw. Is there any questions on that?
So I can give a brief little summary for you guys.
Okay.
So as you can see, we received a notice of intent to change the name of a road. It's actually 2 roads, and then there was an unnamed road and a new bridge. So the request is for 4 things. So if I could direct you to this part of our road naming policy. So 5.1, the submission phase, that's what this is. They submitted the document, I looked through it, they submitted it correctly. Now we're on to 5.2, the evaluation phase.
Okay,
So what I need from council today is to do one of these two things. So once this notice of intent is presented, it goes to committee of the whole, and council can either reject the submission, so that just stops the process completely, or you can accept the submission for referral to staff. Those are your two options. If you choose to accept the submission for referral to staff, then Kathy Barr and myself will need to follow this process, which is, there's a lot of time and effort involved in this. Like, it involves consulting with all the residents. There's a lot of, like, this is a several month long, this isn't a quick thing. But this would be the process. So, again, those are your two choices. You reject it now, or you accept it for referral to Kay, and then she will start this process. And we will let
Can we reject it? I would want, so there's no, you either have to accept it or reject it now?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
because
So I
you
can't have like the opinion of staff to look into it?
No,
and then-
because if you accept it now, what you're doing is you're asking staff to gather all the information, consult with all the residents on these roads, and then bring that back to you, and then you're gonna be able to decide whether you want to accept
So
the name
if-
change.
Yeah, you're not accepting the road name change. What you're accepting is
Is
to
the
dedicate the
process.
staff
Process,
resources into the process.
So if most of the residents didn't want to change it after that process, then we could still go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right, yes.
It's a lot of names.
Well, there's 20 people.
okay, so how does
Separate
council
on
feel?
one road, 20 on one road. So we have a contact on that.
I think if it's been a request from the community, then I think we do have to start the process, and depending on what, depending on what the residents say when they're actually polled, then that would tell us whether it's something that the community really wants.
Nothing jumped out to me, you know, from a peruse, or just just glancing over it, to anything objective.
Okay,
So-
Ms. Sullivan, like,
Yeah,
I'll
so
make a
sorry,
motion
if that
to-
was the decision, just make your motion to accept the submission for referral to staff.
I'll make a motion to accept the submission for referral to staff.
is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is Public Works / TIR, Deputy Warden Ross.
I put this one on the agenda. I know that Digby has had some issues with staffing, before it's been getting funds. The more questions I ask, the more people that call, the more stuff that comes up. It's, the last response was an issue with, sharing equipment with other departments. And now they're getting, more work dumped on because of absent contractors. I don't know what all that means. I'm assuming
There used to be 7
they
contractors.
set out to
Now there's
probably
0.
pay the private contractors to do it, but there's some kind of message needs to be sent to the Minister of Public Works, because I don't know if this is an issue across the province. I mean, you're getting,
Close to winter.
it's there's a lot of,
It's across the province.
it is. But I mean, if we send a letter to the minister, can there be a push on for immigration to come down here to fill what they need? Like, what is the issue? Like,
So you have to have a minimum of 1 year of doing plowing or whatever. And,
I was just gonna say, we don't have to supply the minister with a solution. If we just wanna write a letter expressing our concern with the situation, what we're hearing from residents, that, just a letter to express the concern. I mean, if you have suggestions, again, I'm sure the minister would take them, but we don't have to, that's a very tricky part of this.
that's right. I just wanna send something off, because I've got people who are in fear of their basements flooding because there's no ditching, and the responses are, we're a year or two away from that, and then we need to say something. We're getting, people are saying.
Make a motion. I'll
plow.
second it.
I'd like to motion to send a letter to the Minister of Public Works, expressing our concerns with the Digby Public Works,
Of lack of.
Of lack of-
Staff
staff.
and the ability to do their jobs
Yeah.
or work. I mean, it's not them, it's not their fault.
No, it isn't. They're good
And-
group. They're a good group, and they're trying their best, but they need some help.
Okay, and again, do you wanna CC it to our MLA?
Yeah.
Is there a seconder to that motion? Is there any further discussion to that motion? I agree. Here's what I'm hearing. People are afraid if we have a bad winter.
Oh, I worry about it every day.
They're not gonna be able to get into work.
It's not even plow drivers. That plow school starts November 30th, waiting in the last minute.
Well, it's not a year after. So it doesn't matter if they do the plow school.
They're still not
Then they
unhireable.
can't be hired with the plows, but they can be hired by other companies. So they, get their, a year.
Like drive a bus.
It used to be
If you
2
drive a
years.
bus for a year, you count as a year. That counts as a year.
So, all right, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is information items, the REN, the LOC.
There is one item in the RIN that I would like to bring to council's attention.
Yep.
I think towards the middle or towards the end, the concept of the LOC having to hire a person.
I disagree with that.
So I know we still have reps on the LOC. I just wanted to have a conversation whether our rep felt that you wanted to tackle that, or whether a letter to the LOC expressing our concerns with that concept.
I think
was something.
it should be a letter from this council. But I need someone to make a motion on that.
What's LOC stand for?
That is,
The liaison and oversight committee with the RIN, so they've got their board of directors and the LOC, so they've all been there since day one. They have been supported staff-wise by the RIN since day one, and this is a new concept that was discussed, I think, during the last LOC meeting where there was a quorum.
there wasn't a quorum, it was brought up, most of us were shocked over it, and, I said, well, if we had to do that, it would be, to me, how it would have to happen, which I don't agree with, was who's ever the chair, because it's hard for a chair to be working with another municipality or a private individual, and again, where does the money come from?
And the connection to the board and the rest of the organization.
You need someone who knows what's going on with the REM.
So I think just a straightforward motion with the LOC and that the RIN should continue to provide support. I think if that's the sentiment we're trying to capture.
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you. I was gonna bring it up at that meeting, but, and the meeting's 11 o'clock on Thursday? Friday? Thursday. Anyway,
Yeah,
I have it marked, okay. And of course, the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Medal Program. Any questions on that? And then the Aquaculture Weed Control Act, where people can, put in their concerns.
And we had looked at that one before, they just extended it. Fiona? I can't remember the reason, but they extended the deadline for whatever reason.
It was from Fiona,
Yeah.
from the northern, or
From the northern zone, but
region.
we had already said we had no concerns.
Okay, and I believe there's no in camera. So could I have someone move to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a seconder? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded?